Hi, I'm Imogen Lamport from Inside Out Style. Today's colour and style questions. The first one comes from Jan, who says, the biggest style issue I have is layering in winter. I live in an area that has extremes in temperature with hot, dry summers and winters are cold and dry. Summer dressing is easy, lots of frocks, sandals and light cardies. Winter has to be about layers as the temperatures change as I move throughout my day. I figured out 2 formulas for my winter dressing, but whenever I try other options, I'm either cold or feel bulked up with too many layers. This year I plan to try the dress over pants or jeans. I just don't seem to be able to get the right style of pant shape, footwear and dress shape length where it feels cohesive. The only success I've had is a cropped, slightly flared jean with a knee-length dress with either an asymmetrical or slightly bubble hem. Can you provide some guidance on how to make this look for the silhouette and with layers? So one of the things I think the easiest place to start is to think about principle of volume. So the principle of volume is all about how many voluminous garments can we wear at the same time without overwhelming our frame. And this will depend on your height. So if you're very tall, you'll be able to wear more. If you're petite, you will find this way harder. So we don't generally want to wear more than one voluminous garment at a time. So if your dress is voluminous, then the pants need to be less voluminous. So a wide leg pant is not going to work as well with a dress compared to a narrower legged pant or jean. That said, it can depend on the style of the dress too. So if you have a straighter, say, shift dress, you could potentially wear a flared jean. So this is where it's all about getting that balance right. So it's thinking about that principle of volume. And in fact, one of the things I think that you should look into is the Pakistani traditional dress called the shalwar kameez. So there are a few different versions of this, but we see it it's a traditional dress. I have my son, his best friend growing up was Pakistani. And whenever I was invited to their events, like they had, events for different holidays and birthdays and things, that all the women would dress up in these shalwar kameez. And so it's a long kind of tunic frock with a slim leg pant underneath. So that is the most common version that you might see. So really that slim leg pant, and it's a 3/4 midi length shirt dress. Or tunic that is with a slim pant. So then they kind of blend seamlessly together. To colouring, they're usually the same colour. So that might be something to think about as well, is what are the 2 colours of the dress and the pants you are thinking about. Now, there is another version that they have as well, which is a kind of more kind of fitted and flared dress. And the pants start wider at the top. They're actually more like the barrel leg jean that we see at the moment in a way. But the pants are wider and then they kind of bloom out and then they come in at the ankle. So say like a jogger pant would be. So therefore what we're doing is we're taking some of that volume out of those trousers so that they don't overwhelm the hem of that skirt, which is more voluminous. So it's really thinking about, the principle of volume. So you want to look at your body proportions and whether you're better in longer or shorter versions of things. So if you've got shorter legs, you'll be better in a shorter dress, versus if you've got longer legs, potentially could go down to that midi length and that could work really well for you. So this is where go online and start to look up examples of dress over pant outfits and see what it is that you like. I always think that this is where, depending on your shoe requirements and if it's the middle of winter, therefore you're thinking maybe about boots. It could, I'd be thinking about keeping my feet warm. It's all those sorts of things is what you are layering up and going, do I need a slimmer leg pant with this sort of dress? And often too, I think if you're wearing a dress over pant and you need to have the pants slimmer through the knees unless the dress is very short. So it's just all about getting these kind of volume areas correct and then deciding, well, what kind of shoes are comfortable and what's practical for your winter. And all those sorts of things. Now, I like dress over pant. It's a style that has come back. It's one of the Y2K styles that's currently back in fashion, but it is not for everyone. One of the things you'll often see is you'll actually see a mini skirt over a pant, and that is the easiest way of doing it in a way, is having a very short skirt, because then the proportions, you kind of get a longer proportion and a shorter proportion. So it's thinking about, it's all these different elements, the golden mean ratio, your body proportions, the principle of volume, So all our principles of coordination can come in here, but that principle of volume is a really key one when we are thinking about wearing two garments with a lot of fabric in them. So yeah, without, knowing everything under the sun, but I would say start having a look online and see, and then experiment, because sometimes your body may not work exactly like, somebody else's, and that what is the style of dress that you are going for.